The other thing that I failed to mention was that I'm recording as well. So that's another thing the computer's doing. So we are maximizing resources. And it looks like, because right now the CPU is fantastic, but it looks like after I load in the control panel, the one with the monitors and ship, it looks like that even after I've changed from that view, those resources are still running somehow. I think this software is keeping things running. I'm gonna write to the company Wirecast Ustream to see if that is in fact what's happening. And if that is what's happening, it's no good. They really got to change that, because there's no reason why. I can understand when all the 15 video feeds are going in to the stream. I can understand maxing out the CPU. But when I change back to this view that you're seeing now, it should clear it. But it doesn't. I'm sure it's a computer thing, but it really should free up that memory, because it definitely shouldn't be running 15 videos and then on top of that, you have to see this, and if I change to something else, that's another thing added. And so after a while, everything starts building up. It becomes it gets out of hand. So I don't see that should be the way it works, but we will verify that and see if we can get some resolution to that. Okay, we were checking on the last thing. We were checking on my embed of this channel on one of my websites, and so the embed is loading it in now. It wasn't loading before. So now, yes, now we have it loaded in. So yeah, so that's working. It didn't do it before. It wasn't getting anything. It wasn't even loading up the player completely, which is interesting. Why should my issue with streaming interfere with this other computer and other computers' ability to load in the player? Forget the video. The video, I can understand that maybe it's not going to come in, but that the player itself cannot complete its load up. I guess the front face of the player is also part of the video feed. I guess that's what's happening. And if the video feed isn't going through, then the front face of the player won't go through. You only have that black box with the spinning around thingy going on. Okay, so we have that. And I think the last thing we were saving was the research. So we're going to do that one now. Save as. And we're going to look for the Spaceparium, where we have Spaceparium development, Spaceparium engagement, Spaceparium transition, and now we will have Spaceparium research. So those are the four main mission types that we will develop in this first phase of development of this game. Good. So that has been completed. So now what I have to do is, what I'm going to do first is eliminate all of these videos from this one, except for the ones I use for specifically for the show. the show and not the gameplay. When we do the gameplay, then one of those other mission types, as we work on them, then we'll shape those up, the template, to only load up videos that are relevant for that thing. Right now, I only have the control. What I call the control panel is the dashboard. This is the one that loads up the CPU. Right now, see, the CPU shot up from 30 CPU up to 80 percentile, and it's going from 77 to 83, and it'll shoot up to 99 even if I do anything else. So that's what's happening there. There's 16, you're looking at 16 videos right now, plus 16 video feeds coming in. One of those is a remote desktop input feed coming in. So and it's only 80% around their average, only because if you notice, the control buttons aren't moving. See those control buttons there on below me, around me, in the bottom area here, and then on the side across the bottom, all of those are supposed to move. I can make them move, but when I do, the CPU will shoot up to the 99, and really it gets difficult to do anything at that point. Okay, so again, that was my planning, was to reduce this from the 16 videos you're looking at right now, believe it or not, to just 4, including to just 4, and so that's what we're hoping to do. And so that's the first thing. So I have to rework this ship, and then I still have 4 other I'm sorry, not 4 other, I'm sorry, there's 3 more mission types that I have to prepare for. Now, the research one, it may be this same configuration to save time. I may just use the same configuration as I do for the engagement. This is definitely the engagement, or at least the transition, because we're flying through space, will be in this vehicle. And I'm making the mistake again of separating vehicles with the mission types. The mission types affects all the different player form, user interface forms. So really, we'll have basically, there's 2 basic control panels or dashboards that I have to create. This one is a ship flying through space, number 1, and this will be used for both basically for any space travel type of mission. The game players playing as captains of their ships or fleet commanders will obviously use this type of setup. The other setup is more like a boardroom setup, because that gameplay, you're talking about planetary leadership, so you're having meetings, you're having dealing with issues, problems, politics, war, all these types of, that's a different type of gameplay, right? So you're not in a ship, most of the time. Most of the time you're in a boardroom and you're dealing with other issues. Okay. So and obviously the development phase and the development, the government leaders, well, they're the ones who will be either on the planets or on Earth, will be using a boardroom type of setup. And then you will have the table. Again, we have the monitors that come in through Skype, or the 8 other players that will be also participating actively. And then So that's a different setup that I have yet to create. I haven't done that. So initially we'll have the two basic formats. The ship format for all ship typing gameplay, and the boardroom format for the governmental and developmental types of gameplay. So that's how it's shaping up there. So we have two displays to create, or to improve this one, and another one to create the boardroom. And then we have the four different codecs, which I've only done one. In another video, maybe tonight even, I'll go into those, creating those codecs, or at least another one. And so that's good. Okay, but right now, what I'm going to do here is to dismantle most of this stuff. This was the previous. That's the previous control dashboard that we had. It's basically the same as the other one, except that I changed the monitors, what they had, and so that's one thing that I'm going to just get rid of, because I don't need that any longer. So it's something less than we need. Now this is this is research. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get out of this one here. I saved it as research. Because I don't want to fool around with this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop the broadcast and load up my regular one, the original template, and that's the first one that I'm going to start changing for just the broadcast, because that original template won't be used in the game. It will be used only for the game development programs, which this would be one of them, where we're not playing the game. The other ones will be for the gameplay itself. So that sounds fair. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to start the recording, and we'll start again in a minute or so.